Magyanatimirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabhandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for coming today to the temple. You're all very magnificent people to come here in such a not very friendly atmosphere. There's so much rain outside, it's so cold, but you made this effort to come here to chant Krishna's names, to hear about Krishna, to see the beautiful deities of Shishigonitai. I'd like to thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. I was joking with devotees yesterday that I'm gonna sing Jai Radha Madhava, chant Invocation, and it's gonna be just questions and answers then, and that's it. I almost did it. But coming back to the topic, today I would like to speak about Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Holy Name. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is no different than Krishna himself, but he's a very special personality because he came over 500 years ago in a covered form. He didn't come as Supreme Personality of Godhead. He came as his own devotee to teach us by his own example. Shri Krishna Kaviraj Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, at the beginning of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, he describes that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sat Aishwarya Purnam. Just like Krishna, he has all those 6 qualities and their full capacity. He's Supreme God. However, he is very special because he came as his own devotee. And he came for actually 6 different reasons there are for his appearance in this world. I'm going to just enumerate 3 of them because that's how much I know. There are 3 external reasons and 3 internal reasons. The external reasons, external reasons mean that it's for other people, and internal, it means that it's for himself. So the first external reason is that he came because one of his greatest devotees, Shri Advaita Acharya, he was calling for him to come. So the Lord, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that his devotees are more dear to him than he is to himself. So of course he had to oblige, he had to come. And Shri Advaita Acharya, as we all know, he was worshipping his Shalagram Shila with tulsi leaves and the water of Ganges. The other external reason that I would like to expand upon today was establishing the Yuga Dharma of this age, which is Harinam Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy names of Krishna. And one internal reason was that Sri Krishna, he could not understand how deep, how great the love of Srimati Radhika is towards him. So he needed to experience that for himself. And that's why he came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took her bodily luster. That's why his name is Gauranga. Gaur refers to the molten gold, to the color of his skin. And Anga is to his limbs. So he's the one that has golden limbs. He took her mood. He took her compassionate nature. Because as we all know, Sri Krishna, when he appeared in this world, he was like, he was just killing demons left and right. When he killed his first demon, I think that was Shakatasura, right, in the form of a carriage. He was just a couple days old, Krishna. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was not interested in killing anybody. He was just interested in distributing love of Godhead towards everybody without discrimination. When he was born under a neem tree, and that's why his name was Nimai. And straight from the beginning, as a little baby, as a little child, he was crying a lot, and like all his caretakers, his mother Shri Sachi and his father Jagannath Mishra, they couldn't find a way to pacify him, but they found it. It was actually Krishna's holy names. That was the only way how he could be calm as a baby. If somebody would be chanting to him, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, then little Nimai would sleep like a proper baby. Otherwise, he would be constantly disturbed. When he went into his adolescence, progressed through age, he became known as Nimai Pandit because he was a great scholar. When he went to school, he was the best. He was great at logics. He could defeat anybody in an argument. He was so intelligent. Wherever he would hear, he would immediately remember it. It would never come out of his memory. And that's why his name was Nimai Pandit. That was his nickname, you would say. Pandit refers to the one that's learned. And in the meantime, he went into the Grihastha ashram. He got married, actually. He got twice married. But afterwards, he did something extraordinary. He left his family, he left his household activities, he left his dear mother Sachi. That's why, by the way, we call him Sachinandana. That's why we have devotees singing his name, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. Because Nandana refers to the sun. It means the sun. So we call out to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sachinandana. Just like in the bhajan that we sang before the lecture, we refer to Krishna as Yashodanandana. So in the same way, we're calling out Sachinandana. And why do we do that? Because Krishna loves his devotees so much. And whenever we call him, by referring to him as like a son of Mother Sachi, he immediately understands that, oh, this person knows me. This person knows that I love my devotees so much. So I'm going to give him my mercy. But coming back to the story, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and during the sannyas ceremony, he got the name Chaitanya. And I'm just traveling through his life like crazy. Of course, there were many things that happened before and after. I just want to stress out certain events that I find particularly important. So after he took his sannyas, there was a sannyasi, there was a sannyas, how do you say, assembly, and in the place called Keshi. And in this assembly, other sannyasis, by the way, sannyasis refer to the way of life that consists of preaching and being told to renunciate. And during this assembly, other sannyasis, they were like questioning Lord Chaitanya's behavior. They would come to him and they would say, "Why are you chanting Krishna's names? Why are you dancing like a madman? Why are you like rolling around on the ground? Like this is not how you should behave. This is not appropriate. Like why would you do that?" And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answered, "You know, my spiritual master, he said that I'm a fool number one. I am totally foolish. Studying all those holy scriptures, I don't have intellectual capacity to do that. It's just not possible. He instructed me that I should chant, because this is the only hope for me. And keep in mind that this is Nimai Pandit we're talking about, a great scholar and Supreme Personality of Godhead, by the way." This was amazing. And he said his spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Shri Ishvarapuri. And he gave him instruction that he should always keep in heart one verse. And that verse is Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalo Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatir Anyatha. Which means that there is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. And this age of Kali, for any kind of, the only way to do spiritual progress in this age of Kali is chanting the Krishna's names. The only way. So this is a pure example set by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for us. Even though he was the most intelligent, he still propagated this Yuga Dharma of chanting Krishna's names to teach us that we should not think that there is any kind of other process for us. That to not think that we are more qualified than him. So this is, sorry. So this is the way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not write any books. Actually, the only piece of text that we have from him is, what was the name of it? Shikshashtakam, right? The 8 very important instructions for us. He left the duty of actually codifying the message of our Sampradaya to Srila Rupa Goswami and the other Goswamis. That's why we say Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam. Manobishtam refers to innermost desire. So Srila Rupa Goswami was the one that fulfilled Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's innermost desire by writing the literatures like Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction that we know now, that was translated by our Srila Prabhupada. And in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami, he enumerates 64 Bhakti Angas, the limbs of Bhakti, which are the activities that we do that are favorable to develop our Bhakti. And out of those 64, there are 5 that are the most important. And out of those 5, we have one that is the most essential. And that is Harinam Sankirtan. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, later he made a point that I would say would be very valuable for all of us to hear today. That Harinam Sankirtan is the most essential because without performing Harinam Sankirtan, none other limbs of bhakti can be considered to be complete. So, let's have a little bit of analysis. Those 5 most important limbs of bhakti are, first of all, Harinam Sankirtan. Second of all, Bhagavat Shravan, which is listening to the Krishna Katha, which is reading the scriptures. Srila Prabhupada explained that reading is actually extension of hearing. The third one is Sadhusanga, which is the association of other devotees. The fourth one is Mathuravas, which is living and visiting holy places like Shri Mayapur and Sri Vrindavan Dham. And the fifth one is the process of Archanam, which is the process of deity worship. So, Bhagavat Shravan, studying the holy scriptures. All the scriptures in this world, you can read Srila Prabhupada's books. Every each one of them stresses that we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, reading the scriptures and not actually doing their instructions, that's not a very smart idea. So therefore, if one reads the scriptures and does not perform Harinam Sankirtan, that sounds a lot like missing the point, right? The third one, the Sadhusanga. One of the foremost disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Shripad Dainjar Prabhu, he made a point that I found very attractive. He said that the best form of Sadhusanga is Harinam Sankirtan. It's quite extraordinary. It's the fact that we can come with a more advanced devotees than us, and we can all be engaged in one thing, doing kirtan, chanting Krishna's names together. The fourth one we have Archa Vigraha, right? The worship, the process of Archanam, the process of deity worship. When Srila Prabhupada established Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan, it's one of the most famous temples that we have. There was a very big fire yagyas being performed, fire sacrifices, and Srila Prabhupada, he invited all of those great brahmanas to sanctify the place, to install the deities, to open the temple. But later, he said to his disciples, he said that, all those fire yagyas, I just did it just to, for those people to accept us, for the Rajavasis to accept us. But the real installation of the deities was us doing kirtan in front of deities. This was the real installation of the deities. Us devotees performing Harinam Sankirtan. And this is actually the essential for deity worship. We can do all those artis and everything, but especially when it comes to deities of Shishigonitai, I guarantee you they love the most when they see smiling devotees dancing and singing in front of them. Then the last one is Mahathuravas, the visiting and staying actually in the holy places. So there is a very special propensity, I would say, special property of the holy places, especially Sri Vrindavan Dham and Sri Mayapur Dham. In the scriptures it is said that if one is residing in those places and he chants the holy names, he gets 1,000 times the benefit of chanting it anywhere else. Imagine that. So chanting Hare Krishna in Vrindavan is 1,000 times more powerful than chanting Hare Krishna in Zagreb. So, you can come to the conclusion that, well, if you have the mercy of coming to those holy places, you've moved so much, you thought so many thousands of kilometers, and you're failed to perform Harinam Sankirtan, that's not very smart. So, so this is why Kirtan is so essential for our progress in devotional service. And that's why I would like to encourage you all to do it as much as possible, especially in this upcoming month. We have right now the Sankirtan book distribution festival coming up for Christmas. Devotees are going to distribute books. I would like to encourage you all to come to chant with us during Harinam. Wear gloves, wear the caps because it's very cold, but it's so ecstatic. Because this is like, if we really make it up in our minds, how fortunate we are that this process of developing bhakti, developing pure love of Godhead, it's made it so, thanks to the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was made so easy for us. All we need to do is to get fired up. Be very enthusiastic. Come, chant out of your heart, sing like lions, and dance, and everything will be possible for us. And it's not that I guarantee it. We're being guaranteed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by God Himself, that if we do it, we're going to get somewhere. And this place is going to be very beautiful. At this time, I'd like to finish with this point. Thank you very much for your attention. If anybody would like to add some commentary, a question, that would be beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you reminded me when I was speaking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and him in his part of life, he was known as Nimai Pandit.
Yes.
That one of the trying to say that actually in his lila, the purpose of him being actually the greatest scholar there at that time was so he can show to everybody else that he renounced this scholarship and just accepted devotional services higher. So just
yeah, that's a very good point. That and this is actually I was also listening in Shikshashtakam when we have this third verse that's very important for us. Trinadapi Sunichana. And this is actually the meaning of humility. That we accept the process of Harinam. That we don't think that there is some kind of that we are some kind of special souls. I mean, we are, because we accept the process of Harinam, of chanting Hare Krishna. And I would like to maybe one more time for us to get your hands in the air and chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. If there's no more, thank you so much once again. I'm really apologize if I said something that's not according to our Siddhanta. And I humbly request of you to come join us right now for the Kirtan for Gaurarti. Haribol.